Welcome to our channel. We're all about faith, family, home, and farm. Come on in and grab a chair and sit a spell with us. If you like readable versions of all of our content, be sure to check out both of our blogs. The links to our blogs will always be in the description box below our videos. Hey y'all, I'm sitting here contemplating something. My mother is the jelly making queen. She can do the jams, the jellies, the butters, the preserves, pear preserves, things like that. And we had gotten her a steam juicer one year for Christmas. And I'm thinking about getting me one. Now, I know I can borrow hers anytime I want to. But since we have added blackberries, thornless blackberries, grapes, 2 different kinds of grapes, and blueberries to our gardening experience, I may, if they survive, that takes a few years for blackberries and grapes to get kind of really established. So I can also, when they start producing really good, make our own juices, like for kids, grape juice, okay, things like that. The blueberries probably won't get made into juice because we like eating blueberries. We might one year add a strawberry patch in the mix in our garden somewhere, a strawberry garden bed. So many plans I have up here in my mind, y'all. But getting back to my point, see, squirrel, getting back to my point, I can make our own juices. And since me and my mother, that day that I did the video and I took y'all with me to my mother's house and we made the apple jelly and the apple sauce, we had so much fun that day. And I'm like, when I left there, I'm like, do I need one? Can I just get by with just borrowing hers every once in a while? No, I need one. So I think I have just made up my mind. I think I need one to where that way, if she's using hers anytime, because she can make jelly any time of the year she wants to. She has found a way to just go and buy juice from the store, then turn around and make it into some wonderful jelly. Oh my, y'all. She's the jelly making queen. So I'm like, okay, there may be a time when I really need to use it, like my grapes and stuff are coming in, and blackberries and all such that's coming in. I might need to have my own. So I think I just made up my mind. I'm going to go ahead and get us one. And then I can do juices, I can do jellies, and then I can do apple sauces, and I can still turn her up because we've got like 3 little apple trees. And y'all, it takes a few years for fruit trees and fruit vines and fruit plants and bushes to really get established. So don't go out here and buy some trees from the nursery expecting them to be all bushy and produce all this fruit and stuff the first year. I just want to bust a myth right there because it's not. It takes trees, bushes, and vines, fruits, to just really kind of get good and established. It takes them about 2 years, 2 to 3 years. So at least with me putting it off this long by not having a steam juicer, that'll give our things time to really get flourishing. And yeah, I'll have my own. So what I'm going to do is this next part of the video is I'm going to, since I already know how to set it up, when I went to my mother's that day, she showed me, I think that was the first time we had actually used it. And I bought that with the purpose of helping my mother out. She was doing it the old way, putting the fruit and stuff in a dish pan and boiling it and getting the juice out first, then mashing all the fruit and separating everything, walking her little self to death all in the kitchen, back and forth. It was taking her longer. And I'm like, I got to make this easier on my mama. So we bought her the steam juicer for Christmas one year. And we just waited until we could get together sometime and figure out how it worked. And y'all, we loved it. My mama said this is going to make my process a whole lot easier. Anything I can do to figure out how to help my mama out a little better is exactly what I'm going to do. She spent all her life taking care of me and my two sisters. Now it's my turn. So we got it out. We practiced with it. And I'm like, don't throw all those apple scraps away. I'm going to turn around. You finish the jelly. I'm going to turn around and make applesauce. And that's exactly what we did. Nothing went to waste. We used everything. Now, I haven't yet gotten around to making the apple cider vinegar from the cores and things. Even those scraps can just keep getting tossed down and used. So I haven't done it yet, but I will be getting to it. That will be coming. But I'm gonna, since we figured this out that day and we saw how easy it was to use, the next part of this video, I'm gonna explain through it like Lucille Ball or her Ricky Ricardo. I'm gonna explain it. So and show you how easy it is to set up, how it stacks, its purpose, how it works, and then you're going to need like some kind of stool or apparatus or little table to set like a jar on or a pan on, to where the tube that comes out, gravitational pull will help extract the juice down through the tube into your pot, or you can do a jar at a time if you're just collecting the juice, okay, or a tea pitcher, something. We'll get to that. We used a dish pan in that apple jelly video. And then I'm fixing to explain to you how to use this steam juicer and how it works, and you'll see how easy it is. So let's get started. Bottom pot, you are going to fill it up with water to the fill line. Your second pot is going to sit right on top. Make sure your tube is going right down in that little U cutout. Your tube is already put on there as it comes out of the box. This is your clamp. You're going to pinch it to release the flow. Let go stops the flow. Remember that. Have you a setup at the bottom of your tube to somehow collect the juice as to however you want to set up your assembly. Now, as far as preparing the fruit, I chose this, that you can just take your fruit and just haphazardly cut apples, peaches, pears, plums, and pit and all, peelings and all, and just dump it in the strainer. The strainer is your third pot that you see right there. It's going to go on the very top. Now, since I was wanting to use these cores this day for apple cider vinegar, we chose to just cut them up like this so I could save the cores. But you see, you just throw your peelings, seeds, and all in there. Now, since I was using a core, the seeds come out with the core. Okay, but you get the picture. You can just toss berries in there. You can toss grapes in there, still on the stem. Just cut open your fruit small enough. And like I said, you don't have to worry about pitting any of your fruit. Just wash your fruit, haphazardly cut it open to reveal the flesh, so it can start, the steam can start pulling out the juice. So we're going to finish all these apples and put them in the strainer, just like that, okay? So it's not a lot of laborious work preparing your fruit to go in the strainer. Then when the strainer is all full, you are going to take that strainer and you are going to set it on top of your canner. You can go ahead or your juicer. You can go ahead and be warming up the water on that's sitting on your stove. Go ahead and turn your eye on. We're going to set this on top and we are going to put the lid on it, and as soon as it comes up to temperature and gets hot enough to create the steam, it'll start pulling the juice out and it'll start collecting in the tube. Now, you can get creative as to however you want to collect your juice and set up your assembly. Since we were collecting to make jelly, my mama takes the juice in the dish pan and sets the dish pan on top of the stove and boils it in the dish pan. If you want to get creative and fill up one jar at a time, you can do that by releasing and pinching and fill up one jar at a time, or you can let it free flow and take the clamp and set it over to the side somewhere, let it free flow, collect in a tea pitcher or a pan or something, a pot. You just don't want it leaking in the floor, so you will need to have something up underneath there to catch the juice. This is how your steam juicer works. Get creative. It makes your steps so much easier and it saves a whole lot of time. I hope you enjoyed this video.